Today we're taking a look at these NCAAF matches, which are happening on Friday, September 3, 2022, and giving you our match breakdowns, betting tips and predictions in general on these games. Welcome back to High Stakes, let's get straight into it. Also, don't forget to subscribe to get notified as soon as we release these sport prediction videos, and if you would like more betting tips and predictions, then check out our Patreon in the link down below. Our new Patreon is a way for us to help you improve your chances of making more money. Multiple plans are available for each and every one of you. You can get 30 extra betting picks all the way up to 360 extra betting picks per month. Stop wasting hours of your time searching for bad betting picks that ends up costing you a lot of money. Join the High Stakes Patreon now and get the best betting picks. Going back to our video, we will give you 2 betting picks for each game, a team pick and a total pick based on facts and detailed explanation. So make sure to watch our videos till the end so you don't miss any of our picks. I have North Carolina State winning this game by 2 touchdowns. I do expect the Pirates to play with heart and keep this game competitive for at least 2.5 quarters, but in the end, the North Carolina State defense is going to force Holton Ahlers to commit at least one key turnover, and the AQ defense will not be able to contain the NFL prospect Devin Leary on the other side. The Wolfpack are 5-1 against the spread in their last 6 games against the AUC, and the Pirates are 1-4 in their last 5 against the ACC. Take the Wolfpack to cover up to 14. Our team pick is North Carolina State minus 11 points. I believe that this is a pretty solid line for this game, but I have to go with the under. AQ went 4-8 OU last season. As you can see, the offense clearly struggled with inconsistency issues, and Vegas seemingly had a difficult time setting lines for their totals. AQ also went over just once out of 6 home games last season. The Pirates struggled early season last year to get the offense going, losing their first 2 games and not reaching 20 points in either of the losses. I believe we are going to see a similar start to the season for AQ, especially against a stout defense like North Carolina State. AQ has some big receiving question marks, and North Carolina State's defense projects are to be as good as anyone's this season. Mike Houston likes to run the ball and lean on his offensive line, but I can't see that working against North Carolina State's front and top linebacking core. I think North Carolina State's defense is going to have its way with Icos's offense come Saturday. North Carolina State also struggled with road matchups last season, going 2-3 SU and 2-3 OU. While I do think they blow out AQ in this one, there is a chance that the road struggles roll over into 2022 and continue for the Wolfpack. If AQ wins or is even in this game at all, this game will go way under. I predict way more opportunities for the under in this matchup than I do the over and expect a relatively low scoring first half. Our total pick is under 51.5 points. Buffalo versus Maryland. That's a lot of points to lay when your defense is subpar. Buffalo's offense should be better this season with Snyder at quarterback and Williams back at receiver. Maryland's pass defense was atrocious last season and they lost a few players to the transfer portal. Tagovailoa is literally the smaller brother of Tua in many ways. He's just 5'11" and he started out at Alabama before he left for Maryland in 2020. Last season, he broke out with 3,860 yards passing with 26 TDs and 11 picks. The Heisman Trophy is an incredible long shot, plus 5,000 at Sports Interaction, but he should put up even bigger numbers because his top receiver from last season, Dante Demas, 6'4", 220, returns after missing the last 7 games of 2021 due to a serious knee injury suffered against Iowa. He had 28 catches for 507 yards and 3 TDs in just 4 games. Rakim Jarrett, 62 for 829 yards, 5 TDs, and Jeshaun James also return along with 6'5" Florida transfer Jacob Copeland. Even though the corners return, that's not necessarily a good thing considering they struggled last season, although Deont Banks was solid. Maryland beat Kent State by 21 at home last season, and this game should be similar. Our team pick is Buffalo plus 24 points. Early in the season, I look for Buffalo to keep scores low, leaning on their defense. Damon Williams and James Patterson will stop the run, forcing teams to try to air it out. Buffalo's transfer corners Elijah Blades from Florida and Caleb Offord from Notre Dame will make teams pay by making plays on the back end. Buffalo returns more than 50% of its defensive starters from last year and hope that the consistency will lead to improved performance across the board. The run defense will be led by Damon Williams at nose tackle. The 285 senior will look to improve his team-leading sack number of 6.5 from the 2021 season. He will be joined in the front 7 by James Patterson. Patterson is an all-MAC linebacker who has started his entire career. Patterson is on the watch list for this season's Bednarik and Butkus Awards and will look to lead this team again. Maryland will be looking for big plays through the air and will be tested early. Tagovailoa will look to continue the success he experienced last year and put points on the board. The key to this game will be the turnover battle and red zone performance. If Buffalo can hold Maryland to field goals, the score should remain close throughout. Our total pick is under 63.5 points. Colorado State vs Michigan. I am not a fan of how Harbaugh chose to handle the quarterback competition. McNamara already knows that he will not be starting next week, so he essentially has one game to prove he is worthy of the starting gig. He did not handle pressure well against Georgia his last time out, and now he will be dealing with mental pressure, along with Colorado State's solid pass rush. The Wolverines should be fine as far as winning this game comfortably, but I like Norvell's new squad plus the points. The Rams are going to improve defensively this year, and they are facing a new-look Michigan defense that is replacing its top 3 players. Our team pick is Colorado State plus 30.5 points. The Rams were able to use the transfer portal to replace most of the team's offense from last year, but CSU will return most starters from last season on a defense that gave up over 28 points a game last year in a weak conference. Michigan is returning most of their key starters on offense from last year, and McNamara will want to have a good showing since he's in a quarterback competition with 5-star recruit J.J. McCarthy. Michigan should be able to score fairly easily in this game. The Wolverines return their starting quarterback, Cade McNamara, from last year, but this team will have many fresh faces on both sides of the ball. On offense, Michigan returns 3 of 5 starters on the offensive line, and starting running back Blake Corum returns as well. At receiver, Michigan will have fresh faces, but the coaching staff is very high on the team's incoming freshman wideouts, and the team's top receiver Ronnie Bell returns after suffering an ACL injury early last season. The Rams are coming off a disappointing 2021 season where they went 3-9 and lost their last 6 games. Colorado State struggled on both sides of the ball last year, but their defense was particularly concerning, giving up 30 points or more in 5 games. The Rams gave up 50 points or more in each of their last 2 games last year as well. Even though CSU isn't returning many starters from last year, that's a good thing for them since they were a bad 3-9 team in 2021. Michigan's defense is replacing key starters on the defensive line and in the secondary, and this unit lost what were by far their 2 best players on defense from last year. The Wolverines also have a new defensive coaching staff this year as well. Norvell is a good offensive coach, and he has his quarterback and a revamped defensive line. Nevada should be able to move the ball as well. Our total pick is over the total. The Rams should be a different team this year after getting new coach Jay Norvell from Nevada and completely revamping the roster through the transfer portal. Colorado State got Clay Millen, the next-in-line quarterback at Nevada, to transfer to CSU once Norvell and his coaching staff came over. The Rams will also have 4 new starters on the offensive line they got from the transfer portal. Defensively, the unit is very young with mostly underclassmen filling out the defensive line, linebacking corporation, and secondary.